Have you ever been asked a simple question like, "What are you doing this weekend?" And suddenly your mind starts searching for the right words in English?
You might know what you want to say, but explaining your plans clearly can feel a little stressful. Maybe you're thinking about meeting friends, relaxing at home, going out for dinner, or watching a movie. But describing those plans naturally in English can be harder than it seems.
That's very true. Talking about weekend plans is one of the most common small talk topics in English. People ask this question at work, at school, with neighbors, and even when chatting with someone new.
So if you feel comfortable answering this question, it can make everyday conversations much easier and more enjoyable.
In today's lesson, we'll practice a natural conversation about weekend plans. You'll hear useful phrases for talking about going out, meeting friends, staying home, and relaxing.
By the end of this conversation, you'll feel more confident answering questions like, "What are you doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? Are you going out or staying in?"
Before we start, if you enjoy learning English through real-life conversations like this, please like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel. Your support helps us continue creating lessons for English learners all around the world.
All right, let's jump into today's conversation.
Hi, Leo. Happy Friday. You look like you're already in weekend mode.
I think you're right about that. After a long week, it feels good knowing the weekend is almost here. How was your week?
It was busy but productive. I had a lot of meetings and a few deadlines to finish. Now I'm really looking forward to slowing down for a couple of days.
That sounds familiar. Fridays always have that feeling of relief, like everyone is finally able to breathe a little.
Exactly. And once Friday afternoon arrives, people start asking the same question.
I know which question you're talking about.
Let me guess. What are you doing this weekend?
That's the one. It's such a simple question, but English learners sometimes hesitate because they're not sure how to answer naturally.
Right. Sometimes people think they need a long explanation, but usually a simple answer is enough.
So, Anna, let's practice. What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, I'm planning to take it easy. I had a very busy week, so I'd like to rest a bit.
That's a great phrase, take it easy. When someone says they want to take it easy, it means they want to relax and avoid doing anything stressful.
Exactly. My plan is pretty simple. On Saturday morning, I might sleep in a little.
Sleeping in sounds wonderful. For anyone learning English, sleep in means waking up later than usual.
Right. During the week, I wake up early, but on weekends, it's nice to stay in bed a bit longer.
That makes sense. After you wake up, what will you do?
I'll probably make some coffee, have a slow breakfast, and maybe read a book for a while.
That sounds peaceful. Do you have any plans to go out this weekend?
Actually, yes. On Saturday evening, I'm meeting a few friends for dinner.
Nice. Are you going to a restaurant?
Yes, there's a new Italian restaurant in the neighborhood, and we've been wanting to try it.
That sounds like a great plan. Trying new restaurants is always fun.
It really is. We usually meet once or twice a month just to catch up and talk.
That's another very useful phrase, catch up. When you catch up with someone, it means you spend time talking about what has happened in your lives since the last time you met.
Exactly. Life gets busy, so sometimes it's nice to slow down and reconnect with friends.
I completely agree. Just to clarify something, Anna, did you say you're meeting your friends on Saturday evening?
Yes, that's right. Saturday evening around 7.
Thanks. I wanted to make sure I heard you correctly.
That's a great habit when learning a language, asking for clarification.
Absolutely. If you don't understand something, it's always okay to say, "Could you repeat that?" Or, "Did you say Saturday or Sunday?"
People usually appreciate when you ask instead of pretending you understood. All right, Leo, now I'm curious. What are you doing this weekend?
My weekend is a little more active than yours.
Oh, really?
On Saturday morning, I'm going hiking with a couple of friends.
That sounds exciting. Where are you going?
There's a trail just outside the city with beautiful views of the hills.
I see. Hiking is a great way to spend time outdoors.
It really helps me clear my mind after a long week.
How long will the hike be?
Probably around 3 hours. Nothing too intense, just enough to enjoy nature and get some exercise.
That sounds like a perfect balance.
After the hike, we're thinking about grabbing lunch somewhere nearby.
Grabbing lunch is another great expression.
Right. When someone says they're going to grab lunch, it usually means eating something quick and casual.
Not a long, formal meal, just something simple.
That's right.
What about Sunday? Do you have plans then?
Sunday will probably be a quiet day for me.
That sounds nice.
I might stay home, watch a movie, and cook something for dinner.
That's actually one of my favorite ways to spend a Sunday.
Sometimes the best weekends are the simple ones.
I completely understand. After socializing and going out, it's nice to have some quiet time.
Do you ever have weekends where you don't plan anything at all?
Yes, and honestly, those weekends can be the most relaxing.
I agree. Sometimes when the schedule is empty, you can do whatever you feel like.
Exactly. Maybe go for a walk, watch a series, or just spend time at home.
Many people also enjoy doing small things like cleaning the house, cooking, or organizing their space.
Those activities might sound boring, but they can actually feel satisfying.
Especially when you finish and everything looks neat and tidy.
Some people prefer very social weekends, though.
That's true. Some people like going to parties, concerts, or events.
Or meeting large groups of friends.
Exactly.
Personally, I enjoy a balance, a little social time and a little quiet time.
That makes sense. Too many plans can actually make the weekend feel stressful.
Are you someone who plans your weekend in advance?
Sometimes, but not always.
So you're flexible?
Very much so. Sometimes the best plans happen at the last minute.
That's true.
A friend might send a message saying, "Hey, do you want to grab coffee?"
And suddenly your afternoon plan changes.
Exactly.
When someone invites you somewhere, how do you usually respond?
If I'm interested, I might say, "That sounds great," or "I'd love to join."
Those are very natural responses.
And if you're busy, you can politely say, "I'd love to, but I already have plans."
That's a friendly way to decline without sounding rude.
Some English learners worry that their answers sound too simple.
But simple answers are perfectly normal in everyday conversations.
Exactly. For example, "I'm meeting a friend," "I'm staying home," or "I'm going out for dinner."
These short sentences are clear and natural.
Let's imagine a quick, real-life example.
All right.
Anna, what are you doing this weekend?
On Saturday, I'm meeting friends for dinner, and on Sunday, I'm planning to relax at home.
Perfect answer. Now your turn.
I'm going hiking on Saturday morning, and Sunday I'll probably watch a movie and cook dinner.
Very natural.
You know, Leo, sometimes weekend plans also depend on the weather.
That's a very good point. If the weather is beautiful, people usually want to spend more time outside.
Exactly. For example, if it's sunny, I might go for a walk in the park or spend time at a cafe with outdoor seating.
Outdoor cafes are great. You can sit, relax, and watch people walking by.
Right. But if the weather is cold or rainy, my plans usually change.
Same here. On rainy weekends, I prefer staying indoors.
What kinds of activities do you like doing when you stay inside?
I might watch a movie, cook something new, or read a book.
Those are great relaxing activities.
And this is something useful to say in English. It depends on the weather.
Yes, that's a very common expression. For example, I might go hiking this weekend, but it depends on the weather.
That sentence sounds very natural.
Another common part of weekends is running errands.
That's true. Not every weekend activity is fun or relaxing.
Exactly. Sometimes we need to go grocery shopping, clean the house, or do laundry.
For English learners, the word errands might be new.
Right. Errands are small tasks you need to do during the day.
For example, going to the supermarket, picking up a package, visiting the bank, or buying something at the pharmacy.
Those are all errands.
So someone might say, "On Saturday morning, I need to run a few errands."
That's a very natural sentence,
And usually errands don't take the entire day.
which means you still have time to relax afterward.
Do you have any weekend traditions, Anna?
That's an interesting question.
Some people have habits they repeat almost every weekend.
I see what you mean. Actually, one of my small traditions is visiting a local coffee shop on Sunday morning.
That sounds nice.
It's a quiet place, and I like bringing a book with me.
So it's like a small personal ritual.
Exactly.
Some families also have traditions like Sunday lunch together.
Yes, in many cultures, Sunday is a day for family gatherings.
Someone might say, every Sunday we have lunch at my parents' house.
Or we usually cook a big meal and eat together.
Talking about traditions can make conversations more personal and interesting.
Sometimes people also ask about future plans beyond this weekend.
Right. They might say something like, do you have any plans for next weekend?
That question often comes up when someone wants to invite you somewhere.
That's right. For example, a friend might say, hey, are you free next weekend?
That usually means they want to suggest an activity.
Maybe a trip, a dinner, or an event.
If you're available, you could respond with, I think I'm free. What did you have in mind?
That's a great phrase.
Yes, because it invites the person to explain their idea.
And if you're not available, you could say, I already have plans, but maybe another time.
That's polite and friendly.
Anna, if you had the perfect weekend with no responsibilities, what would you do?
That's a great question.
Take your time.
My ideal weekend would probably start with a slow morning.
Coffee?
Definitely coffee. Then maybe a walk outside, lunch with friends, and a relaxing evening watching a movie.
That sounds like a balanced weekend.
What about you?
If I could design the perfect weekend, it would include nature.
Hiking again?
Of course. Hiking in the morning, maybe a scenic drive in the afternoon, and dinner with friends at night.
That sounds like a wonderful day.
And honestly, weekends don't need to be complicated to be enjoyable.
For English learners watching this video, talking about weekend plans is a great way to practice speaking.
Absolutely. It's one of the most common conversation topics in everyday life.
You can practice by answering simple questions like, what are you doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? Or are you going out or staying home?
Even short answers are great practice.
For example, I'm meeting a friend, I'm relaxing at home, or I'm going to the gym.
The important thing is to speak and build confidence.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the end of today's conversation about weekend plans.
We hope this practice helps you feel more confident the next time someone asks, what are you doing this weekend?
Remember, you don't need perfect grammar or complicated sentences.
Simple, clear answers are often the most natural.
Try practicing this question with a friend, a classmate, or even by yourself.
You can also write your answer in the comments below. Tell us, what are you doing this weekend?
We'd love to read your plans.
And if you enjoyed practicing English with us today, please like this video and subscribe to the English Talk channel.
Thank you for spending a few minutes learning with us.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye for now, and have a wonderful weekend.